All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story is a quick one, as you guys saw that I rolled in that intro there. Mike O'Hearn recently fell off stage at a guest posing during the 2019 NPC Northwest Championships. Now, Mike O'Hearn is no stranger to doing guest posings. He does many of them each and every year. And I'm sure many of you guys have seen this video by now. It was all over Instagram and all over social media of Mike falling off stage. But I just wanted to open up the video with this story because he fell off stage, he says, because he did not see the ledge. It wasn't anything serious, even though it looked kind of dramatic. There were no health issues. There were no injuries other than to his pride, because I'm sure that was a pretty embarrassing fall, especially considering the fact it's being shared all over social media. But if you guys had not seen it, that is the video of Mike O'Hearn falling off stage during that guest posing, again at the NPC and Northwest Championships this year. And bear in mind here, Mike O'Hearn is 50 years old at the time of this guest posing, even though he looks like he's about 25. So I think that's worth making note of there as well. Now, next up in the news, we did have a professional bodybuilding show this past weekend in California, the 2019 IFBB Legion Sports Fest Pro. Now, they had men's 212 here, and also they had classic physique. Now, some of the noteworthy placings in this show, if we start with 212, were David Henry, who ended up winning the 212 category and qualifying for the 2020 Mr. Olympia. Now, also in 212, you had Guy Cisternino competing this past weekend, probably not placing where he was hoping to place, placing outside of the top 6 in 7th place here. Placing behind some lesser-known guys, some smaller-name guys, and some guys that Guy Cisternino was probably expecting to beat here at the Legion Sports Fest Pro. But those are the 212 results. Now let's get over to Classic Physique here with an extraordinarily deep lineup at this Classic Physique competition. It looks like there was almost 30 competitors there, if not more than 30 competitors. So we had Arash Rabar taking the victory here. Arash Rabar, a former top 6 Olympian in Classic Physique, beating out another former top 6 Olympian in Classic Physique, Danny Unin, who ended up taking 2nd at this show. And then coming in 3rd place here, you had Vladimir Sizov. But the main rivalry at this show, I believe, was Danny and Arash, because they were the closest in placings at the Olympia. And I think Danny was expecting to win this show based on some of the posts that I saw from Danny Unin. But Arash looked good here. Arash took the victory, so congratulations to Arash Rabar. Now, moving on into the next story here, and this is a story that I covered yesterday. This was the story of Bradley Martyn versus Vitaly, ringside at the Logan Paul versus KSI boxing match. Now, Vitaly and Bradley Martyn got into an altercation here, and I wanted to roll you guys the full speed actual video, because in my video I had slowed it down a little bit so you guys could see the punch better. And you guys were saying you thought the punch looked slow and weak. That was because I slowed it down so you guys could see the full effect of what was going on. So I wanted to roll the video in this video full speed. Now, some people were saying the fight was fake or staged for social media, but everybody that I know and everything that I've heard about this behind the scenes says this was 100% legit, 100% organic, and that Vitaly just really overstepped by the way that he grabbed Bradley Martyn's neck, and Bradley's reaction was just a really heated, on-the-spot, emotional reaction, and it wasn't staged at all. So even though it might look fake or staged, because, of course, Vitaly is a prankster, Bradley is also a YouTuber, it looks like it might have been done for views. Everything that I've heard about this behind the scenes says this was 100% legit. This actually happened. It was a real punch, and Bradley was just in the moment mad at Vitaly for overstepping and kind of acting a fool at this KSI versus Logan fight. So let me roll you guys that full clip uninterrupted right here.
Knocked out initially, and that was wiped away as well. We're going to take a look at that.
Hold this.
Let me know how you feel about it. We're connecting the shot.
Hey, hold this.
Did you think maybe that this was going to be your night? I let emotions get the best of me, man. But I will say, no warning.
This is my boy.
You
don't want to talk to him right now. We're good.
I think you can do the math. The 2 points I got taken away from me wasn't even a loss in that.
Now, next up in the news, I want to talk about Kai Greene for a second. No, this is not about Kai Greene and the Olympia. This is about Kai Greene going vegan after watching the Game Changers documentary on Netflix. Now, we talked about this maybe a week or two ago where Kai Greene made a post announcing that he was considering going vegan after watching this Netflix documentary, which basically talked about the benefits of a vegan diet for elite-level athletes, including bodybuilders, powerlifters, strongmen, Olympic athletes, etc. That was the focus of this documentary. So for the past couple weeks, I guess Kai Greene had announced, that was his announcement 2 weeks ago, that he was going vegan. And very quickly following that announcement, Kai Greene decided to release a vegan ebook. So if you guys follow Kai Greene on social media, you guys will probably know that a large portion of his business is selling ebooks online, specifically training and diet ebooks. So it came to a surprise for a lot of people when after just 2 weeks, probably less than 2 weeks of being vegan, Kai Greene releases an ebook essentially on how to convert to a vegan diet and how to effectively apply a vegan diet to bodybuilding. That's what the ebook is after just a short 2 weeks of deciding to make this switch. Now, this decision by Kai Greene to monetize his decision to go vegan drew a lot of criticism from a lot of people. And initially, Kai Greene took down the initial post advertising the ebook that he was selling on his website, but recently he made another post advertising the ebook on his website. So supposedly he took down the original post because of the criticism he was getting, but I guess it wasn't enough criticism for him to re-release it. And the main problem that people had with it, based on the comments that I saw, was the fact that he was only switching to, or they believed he was only switching to a vegan diet just so he had something else that he could monetize. And he saw it as an opportunity, a fad diet that was growing in popularity and that he saw might grow even more in popularity because of this massive documentary on Netflix. And he saw, an opportunity to capitalize on this and make an ebook about his now newfound vegan diet. Now, my quick 2 cents on it is, yes, I think it's a little bit shady that you would switch to a vegan diet just for the opportunity to monetize it 1 week later. But on the other side of the coin, I want to play devil's advocate really quickly. A professional bodybuilder whose lifestyle revolves around performance-enhancing drugs and pretty much walking around at an unhealthy body weight from a muscle mass standpoint year-round, they monetize that. They sell this image to sell supplements or T-shirts or training programs or whatever. So I think Kai Greene monetizing something that would be beneficial to a lot of people from a health standpoint, and not just monetizing himself from a vanity standpoint, hey, I'm big and muscular, buy my supplements, I think from a devil's advocate standpoint, is actually really not a bad thing. Because if Kai Greene converts a significant number of people or even a small number of people to a healthier lifestyle through this vegan ebook, there's really only a positive outcome from this, even if he makes some money off of it. Now, whether or not Kai Greene actually has enough knowledge on a vegan diet to write a book about it after 1 or 2 weeks of being a vegan is a whole nother conversation entirely. But if he does inspire someone to make a healthy lifestyle change, I think all in all, it's not really going to hurt a lot of people or hurt anyone for that matter. All right, now next up in the news, I actually wanted to thank Aaron Singerman for bringing me out to the Redcon 1 Readiness Riot this past weekend at the brand new Redcon 1 gym. He brought me and my girlfriend out there. It was a blast. It was a great weekend, and that's actually where I was the past couple of days where I wasn't posting videos, because I was in Boca Raton, Florida at this Redcon 1 gym. Luke Sando was there. Brian Shaw was there. You had a bunch of Redcon 1 athletes and tier operators there. They had like a party afterwards. They had free alcohol, which of course, was a big highlight of the weekend for me. But the gym itself was awesome. It was one of the biggest and most impressive gyms that I think I've been in. And I can say that pretty honestly. It's a pretty impressive gym. If you have not been to the Redcon 1 gym, I highly recommend you check it out. So again, thank you to Aaron Singerman. Thank you to the Redcon staff that helped us out and showed us around. Thank you for having us out there. It was a really great time, and I really appreciated it. And I just wanted to make a quick mention of that in this video. Now, also in the news, Bostin Llyod finds himself in the middle of an Instagram controversy yet again. So I'm going to give you guys just a little quick recap of this story. So Bostin Llyod left a comment on some random pro bodybuilder, pro classic physique guy's page. And a lot of people have been talking about it and sharing the screenshots of this. Bostin commented, "I don't know who is blowing smoke up your blank, but you are a small bodybuilder. There is absolutely nothing classic about your physique. you'll continue to get thrown in the back of the pack at these shows. Condition is great, and that's it. Now, this guy, his username is Matty Ice, reposted this, posted screenshots of it, saying, America really is the land of opportunity. You can make a decent living being an Instagram hater. Team 3CC Bostin, a true sports analyst expert. So then this Matty Ice guy threw up a comparison shot of him obviously prepping for this show in pretty much contest condition, and then an off-season picture of Bostin Llyod, basically, complaining about what Bostin said. And then Bostin reposted it, and he said how he loves riling up these classic physique guys because they are worse than females. All he was doing was giving him some criticism, and they get real butthurt. So I'm actually going to play devil's advocate again here, and I'm actually going to take Bostin's side on this, not because I agree with what he said about the guy, but because I think that bodybuilders and anyone who competes really should be able to take criticism. That's really what Bostin does. I mean, he criticizes a lot of guys, not just this Matty Ice guy. That's kind of what Bostin is known for. And I think the reason why a lot of these stories blow up so much is because, not because so much of what Bostin says, but how the guys he says it to or says it about react about what Bostin says. So Bostin has a good point about the reactions, being like females, because these guys give Bostin the reaction that makes these stories blow up and makes them much more dramatic than they really are. When at the end of the day, pretty much everything I've seen Bostin say, even if it's negative about somebody, is really a criticism that in a lot of cases is kind of fair. So he's really just criticizing bodybuilders' physiques. He's not really making it personal, or at least not that I've seen. And in a lot of cases that I've seen, Bostin isn't really that far off with his criticism. So I'm going to I kind of agree with Bostin here that the reactions are kind of more ridiculous than the criticisms that Bostin gives. All right, guys, I wanted to wrap up this video doing kind of an unboxing video here of this package that I got. And this is from IronIdols.com. So basically what they do is they make these bodybuilding figurines. So they've got one. I don't know if I can recognize these dudes from the back. Let's see. So they've got one of Wesley Vissers, Chris Bumstead, William Bonac, Dorian Yates, Josh Arnardowitz, Brandon Curry, Rolly Winkler, and Luke Sando. So the guy that owns the company sent me one of every single one of these figurines. So I wanted to kind of unbox each of these and show you guys what they look like. So they're pretty cool. I'll try to unbox this first one here. I'll probably have to turn the camera off to open these and then get them all out so you guys can see them. But IronIdols.com is the name of this company. And I also wanted to show you guys can probably see this wristband that I'm wearing here, the Nick Strength and Power, kind of like the Lance Armstrong one. I'm going to be giving these away at the Arnold Classic 2020. I'm going to have my own booth at the Arnold. I didn't want to, have only things that I'm selling, so I wanted something to give away. So I got over 1,000 of these wristbands I'm just going to give away to people that stop by the booth. So I thought that was a cool idea, relatively cheap to get these made. So I got these made to give away to you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and unbox some of these and show you guys what they look like. These bodybuilding figurines, again, from IronIdols.com. I'll put a link in the description box below if you guys want to order some of these. And actually, I'm talking to the guy right now. In 2020, there will be a Nick Strength and Power Iron Idol that you guys can purchase. So I'll show you guys what these look like right now. All right, so here's the Wesley Vissers Iron Idol. Get this plastic off of them there. Shout out to my boy Wesley. I believe these are all hand painted as well. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox all of these and then show you guys what they look like all together. But I wanna read you guys what it says here. So they are hand painted. They're limited quantities, hand cast in resin and hand painted. Your idol is fragile. Please handle it with care. Your idol has been made with love. IronIdols.com is the world's first and only producer of custom figurines immortalizing bodybuilding greats of the past and present. We work directly with the bodybuilding athletes to design and craft one-of-a-kind collectible figurines celebrating the sport's most iconic moments. And there's our website and their social media, Instagram, IronIdols_com, and their website, www.ironidols.com. Again, thanks again for sending me these. Let me get these unboxed and I'll show you guys what they all look like. All right, guys, so here's the complete Iron Idols collection. You've got Chris Bumstead, Luke Sando, Brandon Curry, Wesley Vissers. Then you've also got Josh Arnardowitz, Dorian Yates, Rolly Winkler, and William Bonac. They currently have 8 of these for sale, but I actually have here this limited edition Kai Greene one. The Kai Greene one was a prototype they sent me before they actually went into production. So I actually have 9 of these, but they currently have 8 for sale. And I think they actually did a really good job of capturing like really minute details of not only the face, but like the physiques you can actually tell are recognizably like specific to the bodybuilder. Like Wesley, they picked one of his signature poses there. Brandon Curry, I think, actually looks like how Brandon Curry looks in a front double bicep. Luke Sando with the vacuum pose in his front double bicep, that's kind of what he's known for. They got his hair and his earrings even in there. And they even put little holes in the gauges, which I think is kind of cool. Chris Bumstead, they got the haircut and the vacuum pose. Josh Arnardowicz with the gnarly most muscular. Dorian Yates with his signature front lat spread pose. Rolly Winkler, I think they really captured even the freak factor of Rolly in that 3D printing of this year. And William Bonac in the hands clasp, most muscular. I think they really nailed the detail on that as well. So very cool company. Again, there'll be a link in the description box below. IronIdols.com, the name of this company. All right, so there they are on the shelf in my office. The shelf isn't crooked. The thing hanging these medals is crooked. There's my YouTube play buttons and stuff. There's all my backstage passes and stuff from the Olympias and the Arnold Classics that I've been to. But yeah, they look pretty cool in the office, I think. There's a wall of magazines and stuff that I've contributed to. Pretty cool. Check them out, IronIdols.com. So that wraps it up for the video today, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel if you had not subscribed already. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did, in fact, enjoy it. And as always, Nick Strength and Power, signing out.